here to give a shout out to Mayor Dave because he is a staunch ally. And I don't know how many of you read the story that he wrote in the cover story in Isthmus last week in defense of Madison. But count him, not one, not two, not 3 times, but 4 times, he mentioned the importance of our city's commitment to LGBT equality and the importance of our proud and connected community to the health and vibrancy of this city. He didn't have to, but he gets it. He gets that our community makes this city strong. Thank you, Mayor Dave. Well, hello, Wisconsin Capital Pride. We are proud. We are connected, and we are visible, some a little more so than others. Isn't that great? You know, it's great to be with you at a time when we're experiencing so many transformations, reforms, and transitions, economic reforms, but also important reforms in our civil society. And I had an aha moment last fall. It was one of those moments that you sort of get pulled up short, and it makes you really think about how far we've come and yet how far we still have to go. I had just had the amazing experience of going over to the White House to watch the president sign the Matthew Shepard hate crimes bill. And when I was talking about its historical significance, I mentioned the fact that this was the first time that an LGBT civil rights law had ever been signed into law at the federal level. And there was a young man standing not too far away from me, and he kind of whispered to me after I said that, and he said, "Don't you mean it's the first time that this president signed an LGBT civil rights law into effect?" And I said, "No. It's the first time ever in the United States of America that we have had an LGBT civil rights law signed into effect." This young man, he was incredulous. And that moment kind of gave me great hope that he thought we were further along than we are, but also a full understanding of the challenges that still lie ahead. Now, the fact that that young man assumed that we already had more federal civil rights gave me that reason to be helpful. And of course, we have reason to have hope. 5 states and the District of Columbia now recognize same-sex marriages. And forging ahead despite a despicable constitutional amendment in this state, we have had for 1 year a domestic partnership registry in the state of Wisconsin. As I said, the Matthew Shepard hate crimes law has been signed into law and has been the law of the land for over a year. And the House of Representatives at the U.S. level just a few months ago voted to repeal Don't Ask, Don't Tell. And we are on our way to that becoming a reality in the United States. We are closer than we've ever been before to passing the Employment Non-Discrimination Act and a bill that I've introduced and carried called the Domestic Partnership Benefits and Obligation Act, which would put same-sex partners of federal employees on a par with their married counterparts, something that brings us one step closer to equality. And, yeah, let's hear it for equality. And the LGBT Equality Caucus that I founded and co-chair in Congress now boasts over 90 members. There are 800 openly gay and lesbian, bisexual, and transgender elected officials in this nation, and the number is growing by the month. come such a long way since I was in high school and college, and I'm actually thinking about that because I've had a special college reunion recently, and even last night celebrated my 30th high school reunion. And I think there's a couple of folks who were at that party, and I couldn't have been more proud of the openly gay couples who came with their partners, some of them married in other states, some and introduced them to our whole class. It was really special. But I also remember back to my college yearbook, where the Lesbian Alliance at my college intentionally had the photograph blurred so that you couldn't make out the faces of the members. If you think about it, they didn't want anyone to know who they were, but they wanted everyone to know that they existed. And at that time, there was fear of the consequences of that visibility in the classroom, in their families, in their work situation. Boy, have we come far. And every time each one of us comes out as an individual, as a family, or a member of the community comes out as a strong ally of our community, we advance, we advance, we advance. So thank you all for being out and visible. As we gather together to celebrate our progress, but to draw together and strengthen one another as we face our remaining challenges, it is important that we remain proud, connected, and visible. Thank you all for commitment to that goal.